If you are looking for a scholarship that will pay you a full tuition fee for the entire duration of your program, then this video is for you. But before we get into it, if you are new here, you are welcome to my channel. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like, share and comment and help support my channel. Let's get started. Today we are at the University of Sydney and we are going to talk about the Sydney International Undergraduate Academic Excellence Scholarship. Now it says that an undergraduate scholarship to support exceptional international students from diverse priority market study across diverse undergraduate courses at the University of Sydney. We are going to start with the benefits. For the benefits, it says the scholarship will provide the below benefits for the published full-time duration of the recipient's single undergraduate degree, including embedded honours, up to a maximum total duration of 4 years full-time study. So this scholarship is going to cover your full period of study, that is for 4 years, 100% tuition fees and student service amenities fee. Your tuition fee is going to be paid in full for 4 years if you're able to get the scholarship. Then who is eligible? You must have applied for but not yet commenced a single undergraduate coursework degree, may include embedded honours at the University of Sydney at the time of award, which has a maximum duration of 4 years. Only applicants who apply for eligible courses will be considered for the scholarship. The scholarship is not available for combined degrees with the postgraduate component, the Bachelor of Arts dual degree, Sciences Po, France, Bachelor of Economics dual degree, Sciences Po, France, and degrees that include the Bachelor of Advanced Studies. Then the second one is you must enroll in their eligible degree full-time. You must not be commencing a second degree at the University of Sydney. You must be an international student as defined in the Higher Education Support Act 2023. You must have completed secondary school or a foundation program in Australia or from a University of Sydney recognized foundation partner. You must not have previously undertaken any tertiary studies, excluding extension studies completed as part of a 12-year program. Then we have how to apply. It says apply here. This is the link to the application form. Please note that applications for semester 1 2025 are closed. Application for semester 2 2025 and onward are open. There is no deadline for this scholarship, but there is a deadline for program application, and that's why the semester 1 is closed. Semester 2 is currently open, so you can still make your application. Only successful applicants will be contacted after applying for the scholarship. The indicative turnabout time to receive a scholarship offer is 5 weeks from when you submit an application for the scholarship. Approximately 20 scholarships will be awarded globally per year across the 2 intakes, focusing on diversity of course and diversity of nationality. The information listed here is subject to change without notice. Information describing the number and value of the scholarships awarded is indicative. After you make your application, you are going to hear from them after 5 weeks. If you don't hear from them, it means you did not get the scholarship because they are saying only successful applicants are going to be contacted. Now let's click here to see the scholarship application form. This is the application form and it says things you need to know before applying. For information on the scholarship eligibility and selection criteria, please visit here. We've already checked the eligibility and it says please complete all questions on this form. This scholarship is for commencing international students. To be eligible, you need to have a valid unconditional offer of admission from the University of Sydney for your undergraduate studies. If you do not have a student ID number, please see our other scholarships. This means that you should have an offer before you even start making your application. After you've made your application to a program, you wait to get an unconditional offer, then you apply for the scholarship. We will notify you if you are shortlisted for this scholarship. If you are successful, this is usually around 5 weeks after receiving your application. Then when we come down here, it says click each box to confirm. I have read and acknowledged the privacy statement. I am a commencing international student having a valid unconditional offer of admission to study full-time at the University of Sydney for a single undergraduate degree. I have not undertaken any tertiary or university studies previously. Extension studies completed as part of a year 12 program are not counted. So you are going to click each of the boxes. And then we click on next. This is where you start filling the form. So you are going to enter your student ID. It says, please enter your 9-digit student ID number that appears on your offer letter. Your scholarship application cannot be processed if the incorrect student number is entered. Then you enter your full name, your date of birth, your nationality, and then your email. I can't move ahead because I don't have a valid student ID number. So I'm just going to leave it here, but you can just go through it. When you finish making your application to the undergraduate program, you can come here and apply to the scholarship. Since you have to apply to a program first, let's see how to make a program application at the University of Sydney. Here you are going to select international, then we click on select year 2025, then we click get started. This is the program page. So when you come down, you are going to get all the details for the program. We are looking for the admission requirements, so let's click on admissions. This is the admission criteria. The first one is qualifications, and it says secondary or tertiary qualification. A secondary education qualification such as the NSW Higher School Certificate, including national and international equivalent, or approved higher education study, including approved preparation courses. Now let's see the recognized qualifications. Here it says we recognize a range of qualifications from across the world. Before applying for an undergraduate degree, you should first check that we accept your qualification. To be eligible for admission into one of our undergraduate degrees, you need to have completed one of the below qualifications. So let's go down and check the qualifications. We have secondary education qualification. It says we recognize the following secondary education qualifications from around the world. We also provide an indicative entry requirement for many of the qualifications below. If you have any of these qualifications, you can apply with it: the International Baccalaureate, the GCA levels, the SAT or ACT. So students from Ghana, Nigeria, if you have an SAT or ACT, you can use that to make your application. Then when we come down here, they have countries and region. If you find your country here, you can check the qualification they need you to submit to make an application. So if you are from India, when you click this, you are going to see the qualification you can use. You can use any of these to apply to the program. When you come down and you find your country, you can use that to make your application. If you go through it and you find your country, you can use that certificate to apply to the program. Unfortunately, Ghana and Nigeria are not here, but you can use the SAT or ACT to apply. Also, you can use your diploma to make an application. It says here that vocational education and training, diplomas and advanced diplomas. When you click this, it says we may consider the results of a completed diploma or advanced diploma, including vocational education and training qualifications at the level if it is accredited by the Australian Qualification Framework or an overseas equivalent at the time you were enrolled and is accepted by your faculty. So if you have a diploma or vocational education, you can make an application with it. However, it should be a relevant diploma. That is, it should be related to the program you're applying to. So for instance, if you're applying to a Bachelor of Education, your diploma should be a diploma in education. Then we have the English language requirement. It says you may need to provide evidence of your English proficiency to study with us. Find out which requirements are applicable to you below. The first one is English is my first language, and then English is not my first language. So if English is not your first language, you are going to click this. If English is not your first language, you may be able to prove your English proficiency with an approved English skills test taken within 2 years of commencing the course. So these tests can be submitted to prove your English language proficiency. Then it says we may also consider factors such as previous studies in English. Please check English language requirements. So let's click this. Here it says when English is not your first language, how to demonstrate your proficiency in English. You can do this by demonstrating that you have completed specific secondary or tertiary qualifications by taking an English language skills test or by completing a relevant English language course at the University Center for English Teaching. So let's see for undergraduate how you can prove your English language proficiency. The first thing is you should have undertaken secondary or higher education studies in English. You can demonstrate the above requirement through a record of satisfactory achievement in a completed and recognized secondary education qualification or a completed and recognized foundation preparatory program with a required grade in relevant English subjects or a completed AQF diploma or advanced diploma or equivalent of a minimum 1 year duration from a recognized institution or at least 1 year of full-time study or part-time equivalent in a recognized bachelor's degree or other approved higher education qualifications. The above studies must be undertaken in English within 5 years of the date on which you will commence your course in an English-speaking country as listed below. So if your country is here, it means that you can submit your secondary school certificate as proof of English language proficiency. When you go through it, you're going to see Ghana here, you're going to see Nigeria here. So you can go through it. If your country is here, it means you can submit your secondary school certificate as proof of proficiency. Then it says if your studies were not undertaken in one of the English-speaking countries listed above, you can demonstrate proficiency through a record of satisfactory achievement in a completed and recognized secondary education qualification undertaken in English, such as Cambridge GCE Advanced Levels and International Baccalaureate Diploma, or a completed and recognized foundation or preparatory program with the required grades in relevant English subjects, or at least 1 year of full-time study or part-time equivalent in a recognized bachelor's degree or other approved higher education qualification, where the instruction for your studies, teaching, assessment and examination was entirely in English in approved countries and/or institutions assessed on a case-by-case basis by the university. Even if your country is not here and your medium of instruction was in English, you can still submit your certificate as proof of proficiency, and they are going to assess it on case-by-case basis. Then to apply for the program, you click Apply Now. Here, there are 3 ways of making your application. You apply through UAC, which is the first one. And then the second one is apply here if you are an international applicant and are not exempt from the Australian government's enrollment list. You are considered a non-exempt applicant if you are a new international student commencing your first degree with the University of Sydney, or a previous University of Sydney student who was last enrolled more than 12 months prior to the commencement date of the new degree. So if any of this is you, then you apply with this one. The last one is apply here if you are an international applicant and are exempt from the Australian government's enrollment list. You are considered an exempt applicant if you are a current student at the University of Sydney, a previous University of Sydney student who was enrolled within the last 12 months from a commencement date of a new degree, a non-student visa holder, an Australian government-sponsored scholar and visa holder. So if you go through it and you are any of these, you apply through here. We are going to go with the second one. So let's select the entry year, which is 2026 semester, and click Apply Directly. Then it says, if you are new to the University of Sydney or have a unique key, please register as a new applicant. Let's click New Applicant. Here you are going to create your account. So you enter your name, your date of birth, your email, then you confirm the email, you enter your username and then create your password. You agree to the terms and conditions and then you click Proceed. Your account is going to be created. After it's created, you can start making your application. After you've made your application, you wait for your offer and then you apply to the scholarship. Good luck to all those who are going to apply, and I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment and help support my channel. See you in the next video. Bye.